Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe my channel if you do not want to miss a single lecture of this series. Today we will discuss about the second part of fluorescence microscopy. That is, how does it work? Hope you are done with the first part of it. If not, please have a look on that before going through this. I am providing the link in the description box. I hope you went through my previous videos of the microscopy lecture series. If not, please have a look. So till now we found that light microscopes use absorption, reflection, refraction and scattering of light by samples to make the sample visible. But in fluorescent microscopy, we will see that it uses fluorescence instead of those properties to generate image. So, before starting the principle of fluorescence microscopy, we must know about the fluorophore. Fluorophore is a compound that can re-emit light upon light excitation. What does that mean? That means a fluorophore compound absorbs an excitation light and becomes excited. Then it emits the visible light. If you want to know about the mechanism of fluorescence, please check my last video in this microscopy lecture series. I am providing the link below. The light path of fluorescence microscope consists of light source, excitation filter, dichroic mirror, objective lens, sample, objective lens, dichroic mirror, emission filter and ocular lens, and lastly the detector. Now, xenon arc lamp or mercury vapor lamp are used commonly as a light source, although LEDs and lasers are used in the recent advanced microscope. Now in fluorescent microscopy, you have a particular fluorophore you are using in this sample, right? Now a particular fluorophore gets excited by a specific wavelength of light and also emits a specific wavelength of light. So you know those wavelengths before starting your imaging. Now you set the particular excitation wavelength that will only be passed. As your light source is composed of 7 colors, so light source is composed of 7 colors or 7 wavelengths, right? It should be precise which wavelength will be passed among those 7 lights, right? So in this picture, suppose you are selecting blue. So excitation filter only allows blue light to pass. It will cut off other 6 wavelengths, right? Now excitation light will hit the dichroic mirror. So this light is hitting the dichroic mirror. Dichroic mirror is a very specialized mirror. It allows light of a certain wavelength to pass through, while light of other wavelengths is reflected. Okay, so we can see blue light is reflected by the mirror and directly hits specimen through the objective lens, right? Specimen contains fluorophore, which is now getting excited by this blue light, right? Now you can ask me why we are using objective lens before specimen. The answer is, here we are not using any condenser. So to focus the light in specimen, we are using objective lens before it. So the fluorophore is excited and emits fluorescence that is focused by the same objective lens to the dichroic mirror. Okay. So it is going through the dichroic mirror again. This time the green fluorescence light is transmitted by the dichroic mirror. Now emission filter transmits that light and filters out the entire excitation range of fluorophore. Sometimes some of the excitation light tend to pass through. Hence emission filter is used to block unwanted traces of excitation light. Ultimately, the emitted light is focused to the detector by the ocular lens. Detector detects the fluorescence and we can see a beautiful fluorescent image. Okay. Now look at the image. Bright image is formed against the dark background. Background is dark because fluorescence comes only from the specimen and no light is passed from the background. So the background looks absolutely dark. Now let's talk about the advantages of fluorescence microscopy. Fluorescence microscopy is an excellent method to study the dynamic behavior exhibited in live cell imaging. The sensitivity of fluorescence microscope is very high. It has high degree of specificity. That means it can distinguish the fluorescence from the non-fluorescence material. Right? Different molecules can be stained with different colors, hence allows multiple molecules to be tracked simultaneously. It can be used for both in vitro and in vivo imaging. The major disadvantage of using fluorescence microscope is photobleaching. Fluorophores lose their ability to fluoresce as they are illuminated. And phototoxicity. Phototoxicity is the thing where fluorescent molecules tend to bring toxic effects on cell. Right? One more disadvantage is, unlike other light microscopes, fluorescence microscopes only allows observation of the specific structures which are labeled for fluorescence. Fluorescence comes from background that sometimes makes the image dirty. So that is all about fluorescence microscopy. Hope you understood the concept. If you liked my lesson, please do like, comment and share my video. Thank you.